Okay, let's get into it then. I know that you are here because you love African fashion, you love the textiles, and I said that I'm going to do a video which is showcasing textiles. I'm going to just dive into some different types of wax resistant textiles. So I'm being very specific about that because they're all done in different ways, but it's really good to have an understanding of the textiles, and I thought the best way to show you is, for example, let's kick off with one that you are probably more familiar. So this one actually sourced in Ghana from the wax print house. You can see there at the hem of it, it's got, you know, fabric with Ghana. So I'm actually showing that properly. Let me get that out a bit better for you. Fabric with Ghana, and this is from ABC. This is made in Ghana at the factory here. There, and this is wax print cloth, so it's actually, I think I've got it inside out at the moment, which is a good, also another way to check differences with what is real, what isn't. So you can see this one has been bled right through, and that's the right side of it. So this is a wax print fabric. It's done wax resistant techniques. It's done in a massive factory, and we're actually going to Ghana next year. If you're interested in coming on our sourcing trips, I'm going to be doing a video, doing a live on Sunday to talk about the trips. We've been doing them before the pandemic and we stopped because of the pandemic, obviously. Now I'll be going back, so really excited about taking people on the trip, and we'll go to the wax print houses, we'll go meet manufacturers, artisans, everything, and we'll have a good old time as well. We get down when we go to Ghana, we ever get a good time. But yeah, so that's happening next year, February, April. Interested, send me a message and I'll be happy to share more with you directly, so you can join the Zoom meetups where we'll be talking about it. So with wax print, this these days it's more like a mechanized technique. So you see what I've got here. This one is more mechanized, printed with machine. This one is done still with a technique of stamping, but it's done in the factory way as well, at the factory. So that's wax print that you're more probably familiar with, and like what I've got on. And then you've got this technique which was done with our supplier in the Gambia, and they do some beautiful fabrics. I mean, this is the edge, and then it goes into this and it ends again. I'm going to try to open up so you can see. I mean, how pretty is this? How pretty is this? I'm just in awe. I'm just in awe. Okay, so this one tends to be done with like this marble effect, using like a tie and dye kind of technique. So it's more like the trickling of the hot wax. And then this one is kind of the wax is hand drawn. You can see some of my videos I've done previously shows some of the actual process, or going to YouTube, I've got a video on there as well. So that's done in the Gambia, and that's more like a batik. It's very there's a lot of handwork, it's a lot of handcraft in that. It's traditional techniques that's been put into that. So that's done in the Gambia, but many of these are done in similar places, but this one particularly is from the Gambia. Then something that you may also have heard about is one called adire. This is, and there's different types of adire. Adire is again like a wax resist, done with hand. I've got some videos previously. If you check through the TikToks, you'll see some videos on that as well. And it's done with a dye resist. As you can see, like these will be drawn on, these lines will be drawn on as well with the wax, and then it's dyed in the fabrics. There's a technique around it, especially if you've got multiple colors. That's when it gets very, very, very spectacular in the craft. So this shows you all the different designs along the fabric there. So it's a beautiful cloth. It's one of my favorite. This is on a very soft cotton, like a poplin. It's so beautiful. So this was not cheap. This one was not cheap, but it's so beautiful. So that's one done in Nigeria called adire eleko, which is a type it is. And this one now, this one will surprise you, and I don't think that you will really be able to it's got some fluff in there. Then if you really be able to tell what this fabric is, that you see it, you can see that it's got like a tie and dye technique along it. This has got multiple colors, and so it's got like that creamy yellow color, it's got like that pink color, and then it's got this purple as well. It's got multiple colors. But what you don't understand with this fabric is that this was hand woven before, done on a very wide loom, and this was done, you can see the edge of that there. This was done in the Gambia, so it's local Burkina Faso. So local fabrics, locally hand woven, and then locally dyed into fabric, into colours as well, using a tie and dye technique. So there's all different types. They've all been using some kind of wax resistant, whether it's done with tie and dye, after it's been the hand woven, whether it's done with, you know, by hand, drawing on with very intricate designs, on maybe a softer fabric, so it's like a little bit more easier to, well, softer to manipulate, easy to manipulate, or if it's done with like a mix of techniques with like the tie and dye and the hand drawn, the batik as well, or is it more of a traditional wax print fabric? You know, these are all different types of the similar technique. And all of these fabrics, the different ways that you can use it. Maybe you want to use it on home furnishings or in suiting. Maybe you want to use it on soft dresses, maybe something a bit more drapey. Or maybe, again, on suited jackets or on trousers or even dungarees or jackets like what I'm wearing today, or head wraps. You have a choice of how you want to use these fabrics. But the fact is that there's so many different types of African fabrics. And I hope that you've enjoyed this. If you have enjoyed it, and if you want to learn a little bit more just about wax prints, we're going to go into that. I've got a little booklet on there. It's like a guide to wax prints. I'll go into it, and the link is on my bio for you to learn more about that. But yeah, I'll be showing more of you about African fabrics. Do join me for the next video. I'm Jacqueline Shaw. I'm the fan director. I'll see you in the next video.